This program contains adult content.
Is there a God?
Big atheist.
Really?
What, am I an idiot? Come on.
That yes, it would be nice if you could throw your sins and your responsibilities on someone else. But it's not true.
It looks like far-left lunacy.
I don't believe that it's true that religion is moral or ethical.
You don't need to follow anybody!
It's not human intelligence!
If someone doesn't value logical consistency, what logical argument are you going to give them that will demonstrate that they should?
Welcome to the Godless Rebelution. Today is Tuesday, November 7th. I got the number and the month right,
but you had
and the day of the week.
You had to pause for a second so you could click click the screen and get it right.
Yeah, well, I wanted to just confirm that I was saying the right shit.
You did the Obama thing.
We're going to announce this on November 7th.
But at least he referred to it, to look for it.
And this is episode 181.
Ooh, you didn't look at the computer screen that time.
Ah, well, I looked at it and then said I'm going to do this thing. Oh, so I'm Dan Ellis.
Yeah, that's your name. Right?
That's me, and
yeah, I'm Ryan Duffy.
We got that guy over there,
and I'm ho. Or whatever noise you made.
You're a hoe?
Who the fuck are you?
Did you not hear him make that noise a second ago?
I don't remember making.
Okay, well the audience will.
He made that noise. I was under the desk.
So. 2 people listening are gonna love that.
And in the studio with us tonight we have Mr. Justin Richins.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. That dick in my mouth. That's a bad taste.
That beer should help.
That's why I got the pale ale. It's full suspension.
Yeah. There you go.
Justin is a friend of Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Kind of.
And from what I understand, you are a firebrand atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Right in his fucking hand holes.
Give me a nail gun. I'll show him how to stand on that fucking cross.
So what did you guys do over the last week, Mr. Duffy?
Besides work, I've probably spent the good last 30 hours playing the new Call of Duty.
Oh, the World War II one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much last night. Well, I figure I'm still killing Nazis.
That's true.
I'm sure that was no coincidence that they made that game for this right around now.
Well, I mean, those games are in development for like 3 years. I think the reason why they went back to World War II...
we're always killing Nazis in games. That's never changed.
That's true.
That's never changed.
But I think the reason why they went back is the last 2 games they put out where they went all futuristic and shit kind of didn't do well. People are like, no, this is stupid.
Well,
let's go back to our origins.
Make America Nazi-free again, which angered a lot of Republicans. Because they're actually good people. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, even speaking of that
good
game...
Good people on both sides.
I saw... Did you see the side-by-side of the Germany release of the game and the U.S. release of the game?
No.
The Germany release... he's not Hitler. So Hitler's in the game, the American release one. Okay. And the swastikas are all there. In the German release one, the guy's no mustache, different hairstyle. They don't call him Hitler. He's like George or something. and all the swastikas in the background have turned into red triangles.
Red triangles. Are they pointed up or down?
I think they're pointed up.
Huh.
But yeah, so...
Why does that matter?
Well, because there's the pink triangle.
Oh.
That was used to designate homosexuals, and then that's been adopted by the LGBTQ community. They use it as a symbol on a bunch of different shit. So yeah, I was wondering if it was pointed up or down because I believe theirs is pointed down.
I think so,
yeah.
And it's not a solid triangle either. It's just like the lines are there, red lines for the triangle are there.
Why would Germany do that? I thought they loved history there.
Well, I don't think you're allowed to even talk about Hitler.
Yeah, they're really squeamish about the whole deal. Like you can't
like swastikas are illegal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I could agree with that. Well, there's good people over there. Let's not judge things hastily. Okay, we got to get all the facts. But they could be good people.
Based on the game, I bet the whole object of the game is to kill Hitler.
I mean the swastika. It's just what is it? Is it a Tibetan good luck charm? Is that
it's a Tibetan symbol turned like angled a bit. 'Cause I think the Tibetan one is straight up and down. No, the swastika's turned, or was it there? Or is it the opposite way?
No, swastika's turned.
Yeah, the swastika's turned, and the Buddhist one's straight up and down with the lines on it.
Yeah, they put it on like a 45-degree angle.
I always thought it was a plus sign doing cartwheels.
That could be. No.
Or a failed attempt at making a wheel.
It would be a bad wheel.
Yeah, that would be a bad wheel.
Germans don't screw up engineer-wise.
Yeah, it wouldn't
It would probably work.
It wouldn't be German engineering if that was their attempt.
The electronics would suck. If
What it is,
had any,
it's a bomb tail fin. That's what that is.
But it's German engineering while on meth.
Huh.
Because Hitler was a meth addict.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
Did meth exist back then?
Methamphetamines.
Was it a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Well, at that time, it was a painkiller.
They
didn't realize, oh, shit,
I thought meth was a replacement for Coke.
No, they said he was a meth addict. Huh. And that was one of the reasons why he overslept on D-Day.
Yeah, I've never heard this.
No, I haven't heard of this either, so I'm very curious.
It was because Hitler, during World War I, with the mustard gas and...
He was trying to turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Well, yeah, he was. Mustard gas and some meth. It's supposed to make gay frogs.
That'll do that. That'll do that.
It's called fucking science.
That's the mixture.
But no, it was he survived that mustard gas attack during World War I and had debilitating pains the rest of his life, so they gave him methamphetamines to dull the pain, not realizing how horrible it really was for anybody.
No,
surprised he didn't have meth mouth.
No, I never heard of that.
Did he? 'Cause he might have. He never smiled.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would have had the best dentist in Germany.
Yeah.
They had plenty of teeth to choose from.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, the best dentist.
I guess that's true.
Dark.
What do you think? I mean, they got a lot of people that make teeth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, plus
A lot of artisans.
the ovens would have been full of them. I mean, that's all that would be left.
Oh, you went that route.
No, I think you went that route.
So, what else did you do, Ryan?
Just killed Nazis the last. And work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing Nazis and working.
Yep.
Sounds good. And you, Justin, what have you been doing for the last week?
Oh, I've been fighting with clients and trying to get equipment moved. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not been fun.
Fighting with clients and moving equipment.
Yep, that's how it is. we're in moving stage from one job to another, and it's a cluster.
Mm.
Yeah, we're having trouble with some trucking companies. That's who I took the dick earlier from.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I got a big dick from the trucking company earlier.
And you, Matthew?
Same old.
Same old? Nothing of note?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Well, that's boring.
No visits to church or anything?
Not this week.
All right.
Well, yeah, you went to church. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, missionary homecoming.
Did you bear your testimony?
No, but I almost went and shit in this guy's mouth that bared his testimony.
You should have got up there. I said, I know in my heart this church is not true.
Yeah.
And all you people are fucking morons.
Now what are you going to do? Because I know it's true, or I know it's not true, so, and you say it's true, so now what do we do?
Yeah.
We're at an impasse.
Let's have this debate
It's
right
like
now.
wrestle.
Mortal Kombat.
My mic was off.
Your mic was off for the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Mormon combat.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah,
that could have been a joke, and I didn't even think of it.
Mormon Kombat! Get over here!
Yeah.
Is that like missionary position or something? What is that? What would that look like?
Just standard wrestling.
Standard wrestling.
With your garments on?
The Jesus jammies.
Yeah.
You have the Jesus jammies. Yeah, that's right.
How cool would that be to just have a Mormon missionary avatar fighting, like, with his short sleeve shirt and tie and floody pants and
the big, huge fake smile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. So let's see, I edited the show, posted it, did all that shit. Went and spoke at the Senior Freethinkers thing. That was a lot of fun.
How did they receive you?
Very well. Yeah, I was told that I did a great job, and they were all very happy that I was there and enjoyed the talk very much. I'm sure they say that to all the atheists, though. Yeah, it went really well. Had a lot of great questions. A lot of discussion afterward. I spoke for, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 minutes. Not quite 30 minutes. And then just opened it up to questions. Kind of cut the presentation short and just had answered a bunch of questions. There were a couple questions that were odd. One woman in the audience asked if she's an atheist if she believes in a goddess instead of a god. And I'm like, no, you're not an atheist then.
That's still believing.
She's like, well, even if it's not like the Christian God, I'm not an atheist because I believe in a goddess. And I'm like, yep, you are not an atheist.
You should have just walked back slowly and ran away.
Yeah, that was probably the strangest question I got. And, and then, so I filled in a whole bunch of questions, and that was fun, and then a lot of people hung out and wanted to chat with me afterward. And when you're giving a talk to a group of people, you try to gauge your audience or know who your audience is going in. I knew that they were seniors, I knew that they were freethinkers for the most part, probably atheists, many or most of them, some of them who would be agnostic or humanist. They wouldn't use the label atheist because I've run into that before with a lot of the seniors that I've spoken with. And, in delivering talks, there's a lot of the time where I'm just like Mr. Firebrand, like, fucking religion is stupid, and if you believe in all this kind of stuff, you're a credulous dumbass, and fucking worshiping an invisible bully in the sky, a sky wizard, all that's fucking nonsense, blah, blah, blah. And then there are times where I take a more nuanced position based on the audience and everything, and this one was kind of a mix. But then at the end, I had a guy come up to me, and I can't even remember the term he used. It was like a mix of philosophy and theology, like
falafels?
It was like philology or
did he take his meds that day?
Theophosical or something like that. It was
write it down. We can all try and pronounce it.
Theophacy? I don't know. It was weird. He tried. It was mixing of the two words, and it's not a term that I had heard before. And so I'm still not sure if he was just mispronouncing something or making something up on the fly. But he's like, well, I'm sure that there are some people who would get offended at the idea, that religious people are all just very simple and they believe in this invisible sky wizard who's granting wishes and stuff like that, and they may be a little turned off by that, because there are some people who are, more spiritual or philosophically minded, and they can make better arguments. And I'm like, oh, absolutely, there are some good philosophical arguments out there, and we can debate those points, but the vast majority of Christians who are sitting in pews and judging people and just attending church services regularly, who haven't even probably read their own fucking Bible, those are the people that I'm referring to when I say things like invisible sky wizard and bully in the sky and shit like that. I'm like, because I'm never going to please everybody at everything that I talk, every event that I speak at. And invariably there's one or two people who will come up afterward and, I didn't like that you said this. Well, gee whiz, I'm sorry.
Yeah, some people don't like the truth.
Yeah. Well,
that's what religion is. That's the whole problem.
Well, this guy was just offended by your irreligiosity.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean that's kind of what it boiled down to. And then there were a lot of questions from people who said, well, what if I don't necessarily believe in a God, but I'm spiritual? I'm like, well, you'd have to define what spiritual means.
What if I don't believe in a God, but I'm still stupid?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Well, it's just like, first you'd have to define what spiritual means, because as far as I can tell,
that means
something different for everybody.
Power rocks, little people that
have like
crystals.
They believe in healing crystals and essential oils.
Supernatural aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me what you mean by spiritual, because that's a nonsense word to me, really, because
it makes me feel uncomfortable to say I hate God, because I still could go to hell in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'll just say I'm spiritual, and that means God will still accept me.
Yeah, and that'll fix it.
I'm spiritual, but not religious. What the fuck does that even mean? You'll have to go
take a side.
You need to define all these terms for me, because they mean something different for everybody, and I can't.
It's that duct tape on your arm. They don't want to rip it all the way off. They want to leave it a little bit there.
Yeah,
just in case.
Yeah, it's like I have the I feel like I have this spiritual connection to things and people every now and then. And Well, sure, I get that too. If I'm at a concert and I'm having a good time, or hanging out with friends and telling jokes and just having a whole lot of fun.
That's pot. That's what that is.
Well, I was going to say the person that believes in the spiritual side is probably listening to the guy on acid instead of Jesus.
Yeah.
Just the guy on acid sitting down the hall telling him all these stories like, oh, that's cool. I believe that's that. I want that one.
Yeah, but it's not spiritual. It's just you're high.
Well, no, you're not high. You're just listening to the guy on acid tell stories and like, I want that life. That sounds like a good place to be.
Do you really want that life with the guy on acid? Because I've seen some guys on acid, and I don't want that life.
It depends on what kind of story. I mean,
like day in, day out, like that would be.
No, but he'd probably look a little Jesus-y, dirty.
You'd be like, I'm done with this trip now. I want to go home.
You want to live the life where the couch eats the refrigerator. That doesn't sound fun to me.
So spoke at the senior center. We had a Atheist of Utah board meeting last night. There's some exciting stuff coming. Oh, we had the comedy show.
Yeah, I wish I could have been to that.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Some of the comedians were fucking hilarious.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say fucking horrible.
There was one comedian who just bombed. I mean, I've seen videos online of like horrific bomb, horrific comedian bomb on stage. This was the worst.
Did he finish his set?
Maybe it was because I was there.
No, those are entertaining as well, though. They have some.
This was just
embarrassment.
Yeah, I usually feel sorry for them because it's like we're all staring at you and you suck.
Yeah, I think everybody in the theater felt uncomfortable because it was so bad.
Did he ever laugh at his own joke?
It was a she.
Oh, did she ever laugh at her own joke?
I think she might have chuckled a couple times.
Because those are the ones where you feel really bad. It's like, oh, they're trying to get a laugh out of you by laughing themselves, and it's making it sound worse because they're the only one laughing at their joke now.
Yeah, like, I felt really bad for her. It was just really, really super fucking uncomfortable for everybody in there.
Why didn't you let out a sympathy laugh?
Because there was
chuckle to help her out.
I mean, because
you got to be honest.
Honestly, I think I didn't laugh because it was so bad that if anybody had laughed, it would have been obvious that we're laughing at her. Right? You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense.
It's like a wreck of clown cars.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a horrific thing, but you want to laugh at the clown.
There was nothing to laugh at. Like, it was just so awful.
No, that's sad.
So bad. And it seemed to go on forever. In my mind I kept thinking, okay, surely somebody's just going to walk up on stage and like throw their arm around her and be like, hey, everybody, let's give it up for this person who
did not make anyone laugh ever.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the stage and trying to do something funny.
Maybe she's an innovator. Maybe she's starting the new
laugh club.
She's taking cringe meme to the stage.
Yeah, you guys just didn't get it. Okay, you just didn't get it.
No, it was just like the timing was bad, the delivery was bad. She was really, really, really fucking trashed. I think was probably the biggest problem.
Is she new to comedy?
That's not the impression that I got. I mean, she helped organize and bring comedians to it and everything. And I felt very bad for her because it was really, 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 really terrible.
But overall, it worked out.
Yeah, overall, it was awesome. There were a couple comedians there that had me in tears, just laughing my ass off. A couple local guys that were just super, super funny. So we did that, and then had the board meeting last night. Got some exciting stuff coming up in March that I think everybody's going to be really happy about and excited for. That should be a lot of fun. And I was interviewed by a University of Utah journalism student who, as part of her class, is making a documentary as a project. There, I guess all of the students have to make their own little documentary as part of the class. And she's chosen to do atheism and coping with death.
Okay.
And, thoughts about life after death and coping with death and mourning and grieving and all that kind of stuff.
All the really uplifting stuff.
Yeah, all of the wonderful stuff. Because a lot of people are religious because they're terrified of death, right? And they want to make sure that they can have everlasting life and live in a gold mansion when they die, and everything's going to be puppies and roses and
bacon,
unicorn farts,
bacon. Yeah. That's true.
Not for the Muslims or the Jews.
Well, maybe that's that's a prize when they get there. It's like, hey, you've went your whole life without bacon. You've abstained from bacon your whole life. Guess what? Now you can have as much as you want.
You can have virgins
and here's
bacon.
your 42 virgins. You get to have as much sex and bacon as you want. And by the way, whiskey is still off limits to you guys.
Yeah.
And hell's the same thing, except bacon is gross and the whores are disgusting.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like, all I have to eat is bacon, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, in hell, it's bacon that's soggy, not even cooked yet, like raw bacon. And 80-year-old hookers have been working the pole for 50 years.
Their experience, though, that might be a good thing.
Well,
and they could remove their teeth. It could have a better experience.
You know what? Yeah, but they got their dentures.
So they started on the pole in their 30s?
Yeah, they got fired from their corporate job.
They were in a corporate job in their 30s?
That's why they're in hell.
You have a whole backstory to this. Do you have like a book somewhere you write this shit down?
Like,
no.
You're just like, yeah, I got an explanation for all of this weird math.
This is like some sort of weird fetish you have.
You know,
he's obsessed with derailment.
Well,
and 80-year-old whores.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, and I think I did a really good job in the interview for the documentary, but I blew. Well, I didn't totally blow the question, but there was a question she asked that I didn't give the best answer to. That, upon further reflection, I had a much better answer, and Tracy had just happened to be in the basement and was listening to the student interview me for the documentary.
So Tracy yelled at you for your answer?
Well, no. She left. We had the board meeting, and then Tracy and I are just talking about everything afterward. And she's like, "Oh, hey, you did great during the interview, by the way." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks," because she doesn't listen to the fucking show. She hardly ever comes to see me speak anywhere. Whenever I'm interviewed for something, she hides in the basement or in the bedroom, or she's in the shower or gone or whatever. So she doesn't hear me pontificate a whole lot. And so she's like, "Yeah, you did really well. You know, I was really impressed. I thought you did great." She said, "But there was the one question that you didn't really seem to answer." And I'm like, "Oh, well, which question is that?" I said, "Typically during any interview that I do, there's at least one question where I kind of get lost in my thoughts and what I'm saying, and sometimes will totally forget the question that was even asked. But in this case, it was that she had asked me one question, and I pretty much gave my answer to that. And then the wheels were kind of still churning while she asked me another question, and so when I answered the next question, a lot of my thoughts were still devoted to the previous question, and then I didn't really answer the question that she had just asked. So
you answered it like a politician then?
Yeah, kind of.
What the hell? What was the question?
Well, so the question was...
I'm sitting over waiting for the question.
Because, her previous question, I can't remember what her previous question was, but it ended with me saying, that I don't understand why religious people aren't rejoicing at the thought of a loved one dying, because their loved one is now going to be in heaven. They'll be free from pain, no more suffering. They're in their eternal life at the right hand of God.
You sick bastard.
In their mansion in the sky where everything is wonderful and beautiful and happy. There's no sorrow, there's no sadness, there's no pain. It's paradise, right? And they're going to be in paradise for eternity. And that person is no longer going to go through the stress and misery of, paying their bills, of feeling pain, of experiencing loss or sadness or anger, any of these negative emotions that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. They're in fucking paradise now, and they're going to be there for the rest of eternity. And here on earth, where we have this short temporal existence, people who are religious, according to their religious teachings, and knowing all of these wonderful gifts that this dead person is now receiving in heaven, why are they crying? Why are they so upset? Why are they mourning this person's death? And why is there this long grieving process? So I said, I can understand that you're going to miss this person who's gone, right? You're not going to communicate with them anymore. You're not going to visit with them day to day. You're going to miss having them around. So I get being sad about that for a little while, but surely when you look at the amount of time that you have for this short little temporal existence versus the eternity of fucking paradise, why aren't they rejoicing? Why aren't they more excited? Why do they mourn for so long? And then why aren't more religious people clamoring to fucking die? Like, why aren't they killing themselves in droves? Well, of course, religion answered that question by saying if you kill yourself, then you're going to go to hell. Yeah. So you can't do that. Don't do that. That's bad.
But they should be killing each other.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. If you're murdered, you didn't do it yourself.
You just eat more McDonald's.
So
consume more hamburgers.
So her follow-up question was, and so that that's how I finished my answer for whatever question it was that she answered, or that she asked initially. And then she asked another question, and she said, well, why is it you think that they mourn so much and, experience, you go through this whole grieving process, and there's all of this emotional baggage attached to death, and there's a fear of death and all of this. And I just kind of still followed up with more along the line of what I had been answering before, and never really got to the answer to her question, which would have been because they don't really fucking believe it. Yeah. They have doubts.
Subconscious.
Their doubts, whether they want to admit it or not, they don't fucking fully believe in it, and they have doubts. That's why they're mourning. That's why they're sad. They're fucking terrified because they don't think they're going to see that person ever again. Either they're going to go to hell, the other person is going to go to hell, or it's all just made up bullshit. And they're fucking worried about that. They won't admit it, but their actions betray how they're really feeling about the subject, I think.
Yeah.
And that would have been the answer that I gave, and I didn't. I just rambled and didn't really answer a question. But and that's and I told Tracy, I'm like, Matt has this line where, well, sure, religious people say that they think prayer can do everything and that through God all things are possible, but the second they fucking get a sniffle or break an arm or anything, they don't pray about it. They don't just wait for God to fix their fucking thing. They drag their ass to a science center. They go to the fucking hospital.
Yep, faith goes out the window and they run to the science center.
Yeah. And that would have been a great answer, and I fucking blew it.
Yeah, that's all right.
God damn you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
One of those things, man. But it's something to keep in mind for the next time I'm interviewing.
Yeah, probably won't be next time now. You screwed that one up. They'll cancel you from their list.
No longer on the speaker's list.
You're no longer. Don't ask him any more questions.
This is Phil Ferguson of the cleverly titled The Phil Ferguson Show, and thank God you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
And when Trump was asked on Friday about what had happened in that meeting, this was his response.
I don't remember much about that meeting. It was a very unimportant meeting, took place for a long time. Don't remember much about it.
Oh, you don't remember. That is convenient, although it's slightly undercut by one of Trump's favorite boasts.
People know me from my memory. It's called, up here, and it's called memory, and it's called other things. I'm fortunate that I have a good memory. I have a good memory. I have, a good memory. I have a very good memory. I have a good memory, like a great memory. I have a great memory. One of the great memories of all time.
Yeah, and there is just no way to reconcile those two positions, although Trump has actually tried in the past, because when he was asked during a deposition in 2015 about claiming that he had one of the world's great memories, he said, and I quote, "I don't remember saying that. As good as my memory is, I don't remember that, but I have a good memory."
You and the Godless Rebelution will be reassimilated in 3, 2, 1.
So, Mr. Justin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What?
I'm signaling him. You're good.
I was like, you having your period or something? Is it that time of month?
No, I just gotta do a friendly reminder. Hey, we gotta start the timer again.
Start the timer. Thank you.
All right. No, I was born in Venereal.
In Vernal, Utah?
I've been a redneck and pretty much a conservative Mormon my whole initial upbringing. And we moved to Wallsburg when I was 8, which I was baptized at 8.
Wallsburg, is that in Utah also?
Yeah.
Huh, it must be really small.
Top of Provo Canyon, before Heber, Wallsburg.
Oh, okay.
It's a beautiful town.
Yeah.
It's full of assholes.
Beautiful town full of assholes.
You know, sometimes you got trade-offs.
Yeah, and that's the trade-off.
That's the sign as you enter the city.
Yes.
Welcome to our beautiful town full of assholes.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. Well,
at least it's beautiful.
You'll like the scenery. You'll hate the people. That's what it is. Hopefully, you can find somewhere to hide from everybody.
Maybe in an asshole.
Maybe in an asshole. As long as you don't tell anybody about it, it's not gay.
Duck into a tight, warm place.
That's the rules. That's the rules. But yeah, no, I remember, we.
Are you thinking of an asshole story right now?
Yeah, I couldn't help it. You took me to this place. But no, I grew up there, went to Wasatch High School, and so I barely know how to read and write. And I've been drilling my whole life. That's it. That's what I do. I drill water wells and bring water to people.
So you say you grew up conservative and Mormon. When did that all change?
I didn't. My family was conservative, but I don't think I really ever was. I just was because they were, which I didn't know what that meant. But I think probably around sophomore year is when I started to look into politics, and then everything changed for then. As far as religious views, I don't think I ever really was religious. I always hated church. I always thought it was stupid. I was probably actually atheist roughly, the junior, senior year.
Oh, yeah.
I read the Book of Mormon and the Bible in high school. In which that is what creates atheists, is reading the book, or the Bible. In Utah, Book of Mormon. But
the Mormon Bible.
The Mormon Bible, yeah. The add-on.
Yeah.
The downloadable content.
Chapter 3?
The Emperor Strikes Back, or whatever. That's what it is. But yeah, and then I've been an asshole ever since.
Well, I mean, if you came from a town of assholes, it's bound to rub off.
No, there's 9 kids in my family. I'm the only atheist. And
So how did that go? Does the whole family know you're an atheist then?
Oh yeah, everybody knows. I'm not a very quiet person. And my brother really hates it. I mean,
the brother you troll.
Yeah, I troll him all the time. Okay, I am really an asshole. That is true. I love his reactions because it's so stupid. It's so stupid. But I will specifically troll him on Facebook, and I haven't been able to catch him recently. He's given up.
Oh,
are you blocked?
I may be blocked. I don't know. I haven't checked. Can you check? I don't even know. Can you do it?
Yeah, you can try to look up his profile, and if it won't show up, then
I'll have to look at that. I don't
he's
know.
either left or he's
blocked.
blocked you. Yeah.
Or if you try to tag him in something, and it doesn't give you the little thing to make it all bold.
Yeah, I haven't even tried. I've just that's the only thing I use Facebook for is to troll my brother.
Well, just find a good dick joke and try to tag him in it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I should try that. But I think I might be because he went to my dad about it and told him that I was a heathen.
Oh, your brother outed you?
Yeah. Well, no, my dad always knew.
Oh, yeah.
I told him. Everybody knows. There's nobody I hide it from.
He's looking for protection, I think.
He went to him to try and put a lid on me.
Yeah.
You got to fix this issue.
Daddy's making fun of me again.
Dad, do you know what he believes?
Justin's making fun of Jesus again.
Yeah. I was like, you wouldn't believe what he posted on Facebook about nailing Jesus to a cross. It was very...
He said he was going to get his DeWalt nail gun.
Yeah.
If Jesus would ever see that, I'm sure he'd start crying.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even care.
Yeah, it was weird. And that was the last interaction I think we've had since then. It was...
Do you go to holidays with family and stuff? Or?
No, our family fights pretty viciously.
Okay.
Because everybody else is very religious and I am not, and I'm very openly against it, and so I don't get invited to things anymore.
Or was there only fighting when you were visibly seeing it and it was towards you?
No, I think my family doesn't want me around their children. They're afraid that they might get some knowledge or something. And my kids, they have no idea, who Jesus is or whatever. I was one of my other, not the one I troll, it was another brother. I was at his house, and the kids were running around. They have a big, huge portrait of Jesus on the wall. You know, like the Mormon one, the really white Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
They have that one on the wall. And Colby, my son, he goes, who's that? and my brother's daughter goes, my brother's daughter goes, well, that's Jesus. Don't you know who Jesus is? Goes, no, who is that? Why do you have him on the wall? Because he was expecting to hear, well, that's your uncle or something, you know. Because why would you have this fucking picture on your wall if it's nobody? So he was so confused. You know, and he comes to me after, he goes, well, they were all like, I couldn't believe I didn't know who this was. I was like, it's okay. He goes, well, who is it? And I said, oh, well, I'll talk to you about it later. Don't worry about it. Just don't put him down to people because they get a little upset about it. And that's my parenting technique is just don't talk about it. Okay. wait till you're older, and then we'll have this discussion. But don't say Jesus is stupid and doesn't exist because.
No, you just gotta tell them to tell everybody the only person that has you hang their picture on the wall in their home that's not part of your family are dictators.
You know, he's 8, so he's prime Mormon right now.
Yeah.
You know, the Mormon fishery has already come into the house trying to catch him. You know, I don't think they'll be back, but they did come over. You know, he actually pegged the bishop with a tampon.
What?
Yes, true story.
Bloody or clean?
It was unfortunately it was a clean.
Wait! Your son pegged a bishop with a tampon?
Yeah, hit him in the forehead.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought pegging was different.
Yeah, I had the image of pegging.
Well, peg
he didn't insert a tampon into a bishop. Is that what you meant?
Okay. And if he would have said he pegged a bishop, then I would have went with you on that one.
No, he hit him in the forehead with a tampon.
Dry or wet?
No, it was unused.
Well, no, but if you soak some water in it, then it sticks.
No, it was out of a box. He picked it up, threw it at the bishop.
Oh, okay.
How did this all come to be?
Well, he came to the door wanting me to go to church or something.
Huh.
I don't know really what he wanted. It was him, the first counselor guy, and then somebody else. I don't know, whoever in the hierarchy. The guys were there. Which the first counselor was actually kind of cool that he couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard. It just was so funny. The bishop, however, was just appalled. It was like the worst thing that's ever happened to him. You know,
at least it wasn't used.
You know the guys that won't go down the tampon aisle, the really morons they're just stupid because that's the way they are. He was one of those. So he got hit in the forehead with the tampon and just totally broke down. You know, he didn't know how to deal with it. He didn't know how to handle it or deal with it in any way. I mean, there was
Don't
nothing.
You know I don't even walk down that aisle in the grocery store.
But he didn't say that. But he's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's the guy that God chose to be leader of that entire congregation.
Well, he prayed to God and then chose him. I think that's chose him, which is a word I think.
I think it's choosed.
No, it's chose. Remember, I went to Wasatch High School.
I think it's chose.
You two trying to figure out what words are and what aren't.
It's chose. He was chosen by Jesus. Did
that's more correcter.
So how many kids have you got?
I've got 4. 4 kids, so you wouldn't know I wasn't Mormon.
Yeah, you're blending in.
Yeah, I'm totally integrating.
And what is their age range, oldest, youngest?
I got 2 to 8. Oh, wow. Pretty in order. 2, 4, 6, 8. Huh? Until they're off years, and then it screws me up. It's like, wait, shit, hold on. But yeah, they've been coming over and trying to, get him to
get their hooks in them.
Yeah,
they gotta get them while they're young.
Well, he tried the Scouts thing. That was the last one that was over, and he hasn't been over since. Cause, I know what he wanted, but I baited him because I am an asshole. So he comes over and he wants, hey, I'm here, and I would like to know if you would want to donate to the Scouts. Maybe we get your son involved in Scouts. And I said, yeah, sure, that sounds awesome. Because Scouts is cool and outdoors, that's awesome. So yeah, what do I donate? He goes, yeah, if we just write a check. And I was like, okay, who do I make the check out to? And he goes, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I said, I don't do that. He goes, what do you mean? I was like, I will never write a check out to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That would never happen. Is there a way we could just donate to a
Boy Scout of America?
Scouts? Yeah.
Can I give this to the ACLU or Planned Parenthood instead?
Yeah. That's what I said. I was like, well, what if I, maybe we could just donate to one of those kids that couldn't afford a sleeping bag or something like that directly.
Yeah.
Is that
it's a direct impact on someone. They're actually getting help they need.
He goes, well, why does that matter? I was like, well, I don't trust the church to give that money where it needs to go. There's a lot of low-income families that can't afford I don't know if if you've been around the Boy Scouts type thing, but you got to buy the book and the stupid shirt and the sashes, and it's quite expensive. It really is.
And you're going to get beat up wearing that shirt
to get all your Boy Scout gear. Yeah.
So you got to have two of them.
It's hundreds of dollars to get one Boy Scout fully dressed and have all their stuff. And there's families that they can't afford that.
Yeah.
And that's not right. And that's what I told him. I said, that's what I would rather do. I would rather
sponsor a kid.
Yeah, or not even that, or just buy some shirts or some books or, that kind of thing. And let's do that. But, he says, no, we only take the donations to the church. And I said, that's not right. I said, I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to be able to help you out. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, they need to keep their hooker fund.
Yeah, no.
Stock.
They've got to wash that money.
It just seems like with how much they have coming in every year, they could afford to do that. Like they could afford to do the scouting program and fund that. They could afford to fund missionaries. They could afford to, but they fucking won't.
Yeah, they could afford to do it.
Yeah, but they're going to make every individual person pay their way for every little thing, plus pay the church for nothing.
They could probably build one less temple a year and pay for every single Boy Scout in America.
No, they could still build the temples.
Yeah, exactly.
They absolutely could still build the temples, which I'm against as well. I'm on your side there.
Yeah.
But they have so much money.
Yeah, they
could
do
so
it.
vast. It's so vast.
Yeah, they can do all that stuff easy.
Yeah. But recently my mother-in-law found out I was an atheist, which was awkward.
Oh, she didn't know before?
No, she didn't know. It never was really brought up. That's kind of, in my wife's type of family, it was not really talked about. Religious belief is kind of just whatever. But she started going to this church, what the hell is it? Calvary. It's called Calvary Church.
Cavalry?
Yeah.
Ooh, do they ride horses?
It's actually the image, the logo's a bird, which...
I think Calvary.
Oh, yeah, for Calvary Hill. Yeah.
Not cavalry.
Yeah.
I was thinking cavalry.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking Calvary still. And I've seen the church, so there you go. But no, I told her that churches need to be taxed. I think... I believe that if they want to be tax exempt... Yeah, that's it right there. If they want to be tax exempt... that at the end of the year, any money left in their bank account gets a 40 to 50% tax rate. So if they don't want to be taxed, they need to give that out to the needy or build a homeless shelter, whatever.
Well, then they would just be building shit or buying fucking.
At least it gets
fancy
at least it gets the economy going.
Oh yeah.
More cocaine.
At least those bastards, moving. That's the trickle down, forced trickle down. Is what that is.
Well, I mean, they'll just pay themselves more.
Well, yeah, but. Anything's better than the church getting any more money. They should get rid of it. If you're a charity and you're keeping the money in the account, then you're not really a charity, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And I think that they should be punished in that way. I mean, obviously they can find loopholes. They always can. And they do that now. I mean, when there's a disaster, the Mormon church will donate thousands of bottles of water and food and whatever, but the food companies and the water companies are all owned by the church hierarchy.
Yeah.
So it's just a money laundering scheme, to get that the money out of the tithers.
Yeah. So how did mom and dad handle you telling them that you're an atheist?
Not well. She left immediately after, so I don't think that's a good sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did that all go? Was it just, hey, Mom, you know what? I think your church is bullshit and I'm an atheist.
It was about the tax thing.
Oh, yeah?
She was saying, no, they shouldn't be taxed because they do good things. And I said, well, I don't believe church does good things. I don't think they do it all. They're just there to control people and take people's money. So I think they should be taxed and taxed so much that they go away. Like the carbon tax. That's what you do. You tax something so the bad goes away. The same thing should be with religion. And, she was saying, well, it's not like the Mormon church. I was like, it's going to be exact. I said, I don't know. I haven't done it. I haven't looked into the Calvary church. I have to be honest. And that's the problem with atheists and liberals is we don't just make up shit.
Right.
Well, it looks like a coffee shop type church, like one of those new hip places hey, come in and buy coffee, and then we'll preach to you.
I'll be there Sunday if that's the case.
We're gonna put up a rock and roll band on the stage, and we're gonna hand out tambourines to everybody.
No, I don't think anybody would disagree that a church has done good things. I mean, they have.
Yeah, some of them. The church my buddy goes to. They did the whole thing this summer where they did the Homes for Humanity.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a good thing. They got all the church members together. They went out. They donated their time and money to help build homes for less fortunate people.
Yeah, that
is good.
Absolutely, I'm sure they do good things, but as a whole, I mean,
it's the bigger the church gets, I think the worse off they get. I think some people do make a small church and have the aspiration to actually want to do good things for the Lord and
the honest turn evil.
But they're few and far between, and they don't have the same money that the Mormon church does.
The key to it for me is that yes, they do good things, but they're all things that secular groups could do. They don't do anything.
No, you're right. So charity could do the
cut out the lying and the supernatural and all that bullshit, and just be Habitat for Humanity or sending water bottles to earthquake victims or
Doctors Without Borders.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Just be that thing. And
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But
there's no argument that the church is the only one one capable of doing that.
Right, but I'm just saying, when they say, oh, well, this church does good things, humans do good things. Humans also do really fucking shitty things.
I'm sure Hitler opened the door for someone one time.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
It's possible. Maybe even a Jew. You never know. Could have been a Jew.
Hey,
if he opened the door for himself, technically he opened the door for a Jew.
It could have been just the gas chamber, though, so I don't know if that's...
he made that look really work for Charlie Chaplin.
Well, actually, from what I heard, Hitler kind of idolized Charlie Chaplin. That's why Charlie Chaplin made the movie kind of bashing Hitler.
Well, that's why Hitler had his mustache like the way he did. Apparently,
because he loved the time. Was it really?
Yeah.
And he liked Charlie Chaplin.
He did. He loved Charlie Chaplin. He was Chaplin. He was a fan of American cinema and Walt Disney. That's why everybody says Walt Disney was pretty big anti-Semitic.
So what do you do for a living? You say you drill stuff.
I drill water wells. I'm a water well driller. Yeah.
For just residents or
commercial irrigation, everything.
How does I guess what?
Well, you just got to be really good at laying pipe.
No, you're on. You're on a well here. You're drinking well water.
Oh yeah. Murray is a well.
Yeah, you're drinking. There's many wells that are drilled.
Yeah.
Most people don't know, but all of you are probably drinking out of a well.
I'm drinking out of Pineview.
You probably have a subsidized water well as well. I mean, Linden, I have water wells in Linden as well, but they also have the lake water that they try to make better.
And is that so? How did you get into drilling wells? Is that
I've been doing it since I was 7.
7 years? How did that work?
Well, it's a Mormon business.
Is it a family
stuff? Mormon business. Mormon business.
Free labor.
Yeah, it's free labor, exactly. I got paid $5 a week when I started.
Oh. Well.
I wish I was making that up, but I'm not.
I think when I was that age, I was getting $12 a week doing a paper route.
Nice. See? There we go. But yours is more technical. Mine was all labor.
Yeah, I had to wrap each one or put a rubber band around it. And throw it from a fucking bicycle.
Yeah, see,
if it was raining, we threw them out of a van.
Yeah, I just operated a drilling rig.
Yeah. I was way more, I mean, you had an easy job. I was way more technical than mine.
I was letting that go because I'm like, I can't tell if Ryan really thinks his fucking little piddly paper route.
It was. I mean, rain or shine, lightning storm or apocalypse, we delivered that paper every day.
He's committed.
You got black fingertips, damn it.
Yeah. Fighting frost, and once I fought a grizzly bear.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm making all that up. But I did have a paper route.
No, you should have said I believed you about the grizzly bear.
I'm not from that part of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Is there animals in Wisconsin other than dairy, like cows?
Well, yeah, there's more animals. I mean, there's deer.
Are they lost? Someone needs to show them the border.
There's deer. I'm guessing they have dogs.
Yeah, but you own those. Those can be imported.
So are the deer.
Some, yeah. The elk are imported from here.
The elk here are imported.
Yeah. They just keep getting shipped around. They're pretty slutty.
Where are elk actually from? I don't really know.
I think they are from the Rockies.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny thing, Wisconsin traded some turkeys for fucking elk.
That's a good trade.
How many turkeys and how many fucking elk did they get?
Well, all the elk were fucking elk. We gave them lame turkeys.
Oh.
So they ain't going to breed.
Lame turkeys. Oh.
Yeah.
With whom did Wisconsin trade?
It was Utah and Wyoming.
Huh. Good trade.
Yeah.
So you said that there's 9 kids in your family. Where do you fall in the pecking order of siblings?
It's his. My dad had a wife before, and my mother was married before. So she had one. He had
one of
3.
those families.
Yes, it was all his, mine, hers, and ours. And
Is he going to call up his ex-wife to heaven when he dies to take her from her other husband?
Possibly.
Ooh, he better die first.
No, my dad's divorced now.
Well, you can still call him up.
He's all by himself now.
Well, were they married in the temple?
Yeah, we were sealed in the temple.
Yeah.
As a family.
Okay.
They got their names,
their special names.
The special names, yeah.
So unless they get a temple annulment, then your father could just get to the celestial kingdom and say, "Hey, you up here now? Call your mom. Got to be by my side.
Yeah,
you have no say in the matter, woman."
No, I think I've pretty much talked him into it. It was all stupid.
Yeah.
I work with him most days, so it's hard for the knowledge not to rub off.
So he's not all that religious these days?
No.
Yeah.
No. We still argue about whether there's a creator or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be a hard one for him to let go, but he's still pretty adamant on evolution is bullshit. And there was a magic man that drew everything together, connected everything with the little Connects pieces and possibly Legos.
Lincoln Logs.
And Lincoln Logs, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Lincoln Logs, and what are the weird ones that they make, like the
Erector?
roller coasters? Yes, erectors. Yeah, one of those things. He was pretty adamant on that one. But as far as the Mormon Church, can't stand them. So,
Does he still give his 10%?
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't even wear his Jesus jammies anymore.
What?
Yep,
Sinner.
Took those off. Yep.
What happens if he's in a fire? He's going to be unprotected now.
He'll die immediately. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Man.
I'll tell you what I did. When I got rid of mine, I had a shit ton of them, so I put them all in the fucking trunk of my car. And so now every time I wash or wax my car, I give it a new fucking spiritual protection over the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're really good rags, actually.
They are.
They're excellent rags.
They're pretty absorbent
and soft.
Well, they've got Jesus in them, so they're protectant wipes. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been dead for like 2,000 years. I figured it'd be kind of gritty.
Really soft, except the areas where they have like the compass.
Yeah. Yep.
No, they're good.
But yeah, that's why my car still keeps
special
running.
little sacred symbols.
I never got the Jesus. I never went to church after 12. I stopped going.
That's a pretty common age for
rebelling
for a lot of atheists that are like, this is fucking bullshit, and then they're out. Like 12-ish is usually.
Well, when I was 12, I got brought in by the bishop, and he told me that I need to get my attendance up in order to become a deacon, I believe.
Yep.
And I said, well, sure. I'll do better, but I didn't meet it. I didn't care. And we went there because my friends were there.
Yeah.
And then I was brought into the bishop maybe a few weeks later and was asked if I masturbated, which I lied and told him no.
You should have just said yes
I
all
should've.
over Sports Illustrated.
Only when I think about you, buddy.
I should have jumped up on his desk and just blew a load right on his papers.
You've been like, I got that new Mormon magazine with the temple garments in it, and boy, was that sexy.
But this is the time I really got worried, because when I was asked that question in the room, we were by ourselves in this room, and he's talking.
It's super fucking creepy, right?
And he talked about my dick, and
I would expect him to say, well, you've never masturbated. You want me to show you how?
Yeah, it was weird. I was blindsided. I didn't know what he was going to ask me. I don't know why I was even there. I must have got turned in by somebody or something. I don't know. But then he asked that question, and I was just like, this is weird. This is like kind of rapey. I got a rapey vibe. And I'm not saying the guy was a pedophile anyway. Okay. I got that vibe.
But was he?
He may have been.
Well, then it's just hugely inappropriate for some strange adult to call you into a private office and ask you if you touch your penis.
Yeah, especially when you're a 12-year-old boy going through puberty.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, touch my penis. Everything was touching my penis. I mean, I was stabbing anything with it.
There is nothing with a hole or round shape of any sort in my house that is not felt the fiery wrath of my penis.
You were not welcome in Krispy Kremes anymore, were you?
No, I wasn't. That's not fair, really. I mean, they were warm,
Yeah, fresh off the press.
Yeah. I was like, if I get a couple of these, this would really be nice.
I want to see that one kid, that one kid that everyone has in their 7th grade class when they're 12 that doesn't quite get it, that's in that bishop's interview and misunderstands and thinks he's supposed to be doing that. So then the bishop's like, "Are you masturbating?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, totally, all the time. I can do it right now if you need." I mean, definitely doing that.
I'm in there masturbating 3 times a day, and I'm giving the Lord all the praise.
Just like Jesus intended. Yeah. I'm rubbing one out for Christ.
Yeah, I even started seeing part of my spirit when I'm done recently and stuff. That's happening now. So
yeah, and when I'm bored on the toilet, I masturbate.
And I love when the Holy Ghost comes out. It's my favorite part.
Yeah, I even talk in weird languages.
I speak in tongues.
Hi, I'm Lucian Greaves, spokesperson and co-founder of the Satanic Temple. Check out my website, grayfaction.org, if you want to be disgusted and alarmed. You're listening to Godless Rebelution.
So right now, there are 3 people from the Trump campaign facing serious charges about their entanglements overseas. And in all 3 cases, Trump's pushback has basically been, I don't know anything about the people I should have known those things about. And that is his signature move. He is playing the Trump card. And what I mean by that is he's using his own incompetence as a defense. It's the same way that you might excuse the behavior of a dog or a small child. If you found your dog pissing on a rug and then your child urinating on the dog, you would think, yeah, I'm annoyed, but they're idiots who don't know what they're doing, so they get to walk away from this one. That is the Trump card. And the worrying thing here is it may work for Trump. Because think about what the counter-argument may have to be. This is a meticulous man who made strategic decisions fully aware of the consequences of his actions. That could be a tough case to make, but we cannot accept the Trump card as his defense here. Because if we do, just think about what we would actually be saying there. We'd be saying, look, this guy is too dumb to really understand what he's doing, so I guess we have no choice but to let him keep being president. Please, let's not do that.
Thank you to everybody who has rated the show on iTunes and Stitcher and are following us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And to all our Patreon patrons, you make the show possible.
We have a little bit of listener feedback. This is just the listener feedback that I was able to compile before coming down to start hanging out with you guys and everything, because I've been super busy. So we have more listener feedback that I was not able to include in this, but we did get a message from listener Joy, who said, "Hey guys, at the end of this episode you played a clip from an ICP song how many times?" Which is like, it's my favorite ICP song. I don't know how familiar anybody else is with ICP, but
it's a good song.
Yeah, I know them. I don't know the names of songs very well.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with ICP.
You don't paint your face.
No,
you're not a juggalo.
Well, I mean, I paint my face, but that's for other things.
Oh.
I will say that they're better than Nickelback.
What isn't?
Are they? Are they really?
So she said, I had to laugh as ICP was something I listened to during a dark time in my life.
Just like Nickelback.
And this was one of the songs I loved. I wanted to share a funny memory that this song reminded me of. I was a paralegal in the Army and needed music to be able to focus on my work. I'd listened to the Great Malenko album while working in the JAG office. One day, this song was playing at my desk.
If you say that fast enough.
The JAG office.
JAG office. Nice.
I'm glad this is a mature show.
One day.
We've never been accused of that. So.
Oh, no. One day, this song was playing at my desk, and the office was kind of empty, so I turned the volume up without headphones. It got to the part about the judge, and the highest-ranking judge for our office walked in as I was singing the lyrics. I don't know if I've moved faster to turn music off in my life. Thanks for such a great podcast and for the funny blast from the past for this song. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Joy. Glad you liked it. We had Chris on, who was formerly a juggalo, still.
Are you ever formally a juggalo?
No.
I don't know. I think you're always part of the Dark Carnival once you join.
Well, it's a gang now, right? It's like registered as a gang.
We did get our first bit of religious email last week, though, too.
Yeah, we did. I replied to it. And,
did you?
Unfortunately, have not received any reply.
I wonder if it's more of a spammy thing or someone put us on a mailing list somehow.
Well, they had to have just looked up, like, godless something, heathens, atheists, and blasted
all of them to say, the end is coming.
The end is nigh!
Evil people.
Because it was a thing about Reformation.
Mm-hmm.
But what did the email say?
I don't know. So it was something about the Pope Pluffy is going to sign some document on the 500th anniversary of
Luther,
the Reformation, and they're going to be combining forces now that there will be no Reformation Act anymore. It will all be they're singing songs of Kumbaya and praise Jesus all together now. Working for common cause.
This was really legit stuff you were hearing.
Oh yeah, it was totally awesome.
Have they told the Catholics? I don't know that they're going to be getting along from now on.
Isn't that essentially a Reformation again?
I guess it would be. That would be reforming in a way.
Yeah.
Reformation Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The joining of lost
souls,
yeah.
I'm surprised you don't get more like religious trolls emailing you guys.
Yeah,
we really don't.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too.
If you're okay with it, I don't mind emailing you some hate mail.
Okay. Just forward some of your bullshit from your brother.
But I did also notice on that same day of the when the Reformation was going to be happening on the 500th anniversary, the re-Reformation, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
The
re-Reformation?
Yeah. Deformation.
Yeah.
Reformation.
The crazy Christian friend was posting about it all day long on Facebook.
About the Reformation? Or
Oh yeah, how it's an evil sin to join back up with the Lutherans, and the Lutherans are pure evil scum for breaking off from the Catholic Church, and how dare people say that the Pope is going to rejoin the Lutherans into it. They've already cast themselves into hell and shit. I'm like, wow, you got some pretty strong views on Lutherans.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if the Catholics had been informed that this was going to happen.
So, was he disagreeing openly with the Pope? You're not supposed to do that, buddy. He's the vicar of Christ.
He'll disagree with the Pope all the fucking time and say, nope, that's not the way the Catholicism is. That's wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong.
If anybody's going to know what Catholicism is, surely it's not the Pope.
Well, doesn't he have a line to Jesus himself? What he calls?
He might, because he even went off on the Pope for something where they were.
Well, no, that's not what they believe. The Pope
the Pope does.
But Jesus, right?
I think my buddy thinks he has a direct line to Jesus.
Oh,
I wouldn't call him a buddy. I worked with him before, and the guy's pure crazy, and that's the only reason why I hang around with him on Facebook, because sometimes it's just funny. It's
entertaining.
What the fuck.
No, there's a million people.
Yeah, he went off one day when the Pope with the gluten-free prayer fucking. The wafer things, the things you put on the tongue, and you're eating Jesus and shit.
Jesus'
the Eucharist,
his flesh.
Yeah, the Eucharist. When they were doing the gluten-free Eucharist, he went off on that. And then when the Pope wasn't putting the Eucharist,
Jesus is in the details and the gluten.
Yeah. Jesus has gluten. Goddammit.
And when they had them on a tray, and people would pick it up off the tray themselves and put it in their mouth, he was going off on that. He's like, no. The bishop has to put it in your mouth.
Or if it's not Jesus, if it doesn't do that?
Phrasing?
Is that the rule?
Yeah. The bishop puts the Eucharist in your mouth, and by Eucharist, he means penis.
Jesus slaps your face with his dick.
Is that wheat-free Jesus, or?
No.
Oh, regular Jesus.
Yes, regular Jesus.
That's vegan Jesus.
Oh.
We also got an email from listener John. He says, just started listening to the show. I really dig it. The Lucian Greaves episode is what brought me to the show. I've only listened to a few episodes, but I've added it to my list. Thank you for your content.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
There was more in his email. I'll be sending him a reply about all of that. But thank you both very much for sending in messages to us. Yes. Sorry for other people who've sent us messages that I didn't get to compile before the show. We'll get to you very soon, I'm sure.
No, he only picks people he likes.
But if anybody else wants to send us messages, you can do so by sending us an email at godlessrebelution@gmail.com, or you can post out on our Facebook page, or you can tweet at us at TGR Podcast.
Or call us at 330-81-REBEL.
You can do that also. You can call or send us a text message.
Yeah.
We got a text message from somebody the other day.
We did.
And that was one of the things that I was unable to compile in the stuff.
It was Otto.
Yes, Rob Otto.
Yeah.
Roboto.
Mr. Roboto. Thank you.
Domo arigato, Roboto. You brought some newsy stuff, Matt?
Yeah.
What you got for us?
I'm going to start with this one because
okay.
I didn't do any football stuff in my intro because the Patriots are on a bye this week. ESPN's Adam Schefter says that certain NFL team owners, including Jerry Jones, Bob McNair, and Robert Kraft, will be asked to surrender their cell phone records and emails as it pertains to Kaepernick's collusion case.
Ooh.
Kaepernick has claimed that the NFL owners have colluded against him to keep him from playing in the league. The free agent quarterback has been unemployed ever since he opted out of his contract with San Francisco 49ers in March. So he's the protest guy. Goes on to say stuff like that. Up until now, there has been only circumstantial evidence that the NFL owners may have colluded against him. But with this latest report, Kaepernick's case has now taken a very sudden turn. So to say the least, things could start getting interesting once the investigation into the owners' personal records begins taking place. So if you don't know, Jerry Jones owns the Dallas Cowboys, Bob McNair, the Houston Texans, and Robert Kraft, the New England Patriots.
Is it the same Kraft of like Kraft macaroni and cheese?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to think that too until I told me otherwise.
I figured if it's a rich guy that's rich enough to own a team, he could have been from the same family.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing it as a joke, it was an actually honest
No,
question.
I know. Yeah, he deals in paper.
Okay.
Somehow.
Are they thinking there actually is going to be legit evidence in there, or is this?
I don't know. I mean, it sure seems like the case should be pretty good. I mean, again, you're talking about proving intent, on the in the minds of the owners. But
yeah, I mean,
if they can show from, I mean, just circumstantially, you can come up with a pretty good case. I mean, you got
any other player of his stature would have been picked up.
Yeah, Green Bay's starting Brett Hundley right now because they had an injury to Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to pick up Colin Kaepernick if you have Aaron Rodgers. But when you don't have Aaron Rodgers and you don't sign Kaepernick, that throws up a red flag. New England Patriots got rid of their star backup, who should be starting most of the teams around the league. They traded him to San Francisco, and San Francisco dropped the quarterback they had at that time. So if San Francisco is in the market for a quarterback, why are you going to other NFL teams that currently have him on the roster? And if you're the New England Patriots, when you get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, your backup, why do you sign the quarterback, Brian Hoyer, who San Francisco just dumped to take Jimmy Garoppolo, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer had been with the Patriots before they signed Jimmy Garoppolo, so he knows the system. You could maybe argue that. But he was an 0-8 quarterback with San Francisco this year.
Stellar.
So is it worth picking up an 0-8 quarterback even if he knows your system? He's still 0-8 and he knew San Francisco's system.
Yeah.
And we know Colin Kaepernick went to 4 NFC championships and a Super Bowl and ran a 4.53 40. He's not incapable. He's so in that sense, I think, there's good reasons to build a circumstantial case. And that's just 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know everyone's yawning now. So
not
you guys, but the general.
All lives matter.
Well,
that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially dog lives.
Think of those NFL owners and how horrible their lives must be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I haven't considered them properly.
What's the matter with you?
Well, then did you hear the other thing in the NFL? Papa John's.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that Botox makeup wearing fucking fake ass plastic motherfucker.
Shame on all you. He's an amazing guy.
No, he is.
That guy's an American.
Yeah, he's an American.
He's a real American.
I guess he did put something out today asking Nazis not to buy his pizza now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He doesn't like the publicity of the alt right being like, "Fuck yeah, Papa John's, we'll support you." And he's like, "Oh, I don't want your support. Maybe I was wrong. The whole kneeling thing.
Maybe
shit.
everything that I've done in my life that has led me to this point has been a lie and a mistake. Oh dear God, why?"
Sales will go down, and he'll be like, "Hail Hitler."
Yeah,
read Mein Kampf.
Well, that's basically what he's been doing the whole fucking time.
Yeah. We'll put a swastika on the box. Buy 2.
Well, I mean, he was... Remember when he was saying shit about Obamacare, that if Obamacare passes, he's going to end up closing a bunch of stores and laying people off? And
no, he just sold them to Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Cutting hours so that they didn't qualify as full-time, so he didn't have to pay.
Yeah, he's a pretty shitty guy.
Yeah, also he can keep a few extra nickels.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. You know, those he doesn't make a lot of money.
He's
really hurting.
Right.
The guy's a fucking douche truck.
He's only got like a 40,000 square foot house. I mean, how do you live in that? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
That poor bastard.
Well, I mean, your go-karts run out of... in order to hit 60 on the go-kart, you really need a bigger house with a better, longer hallway.
He's only got a yacht with 1 helicopter pad. That's ridiculous.
Right. That's true.
You know, that's crazy.
What if something happens to that helicopter or that boat?
Yeah.
Or what if someone else wants to bring their helicopter over to hang out on your boat? He can't.
What
Where's
if
Peyton
the
Manning going to
helicopter
land his helicopter?
crashes into the boat?
Yeah.
Well,
then you go on the other boat.
Yeah, you guys are just inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I do feel sad for him. I don't know who the fuck only has 1 helipad on their boat.
I mean, that's fucked
And it's
up.
probably not even enclosed.
Yeah, it probably isn't. Wait, how could it be enclosed?
How can you have an enclosed helipad?
Wait, haven't you seen those where the shell comes over and closes the helicopter to protect it?
Yeah, so it's convertible. It's not.
Yeah, well, it's like a garage.
God damn it! I didn't have time to ask what branch of the military he was in before he explained and how it made sense. Air Force.
No. The Papa John's. He's a total. Piece of
He's
shit.
a total douche.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna change him. And just stop buying his goddamn pizza.
I didn't like it to begin with, so I wish I could stop buying it.
You know what?
I never buy it.
I stopped buying Papa John's when I called and I ordered medium pizzas, and so the pizza guy shows up with the pizzas, and they're these tiny little fucking like frisbee-sized goddams,
like personal-sized pizzas.
And I'm like, I ordered mediums. He's like, yeah, these are our mediums. We sell medium, large, and extra large. I'm like, you motherfucker! You piece of shit fucking asshole! That's not how this fucking thing works. There's small, medium, and large, and extra large if you want to do that. But you don't start at medium, because medium then is the fucking small, and that's what I ended up ordering, because it said medium, but they're fucking... That shit makes me mad.
I want it to sound like my company
that guy
gives you
fucking
more.
up my pizza experience.
Yeah, he just wants to make it sound like his company gives more.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit, But I can't believe you'd do that to your pizza. I mean, that's awful. You must feel so terrible.
I felt betrayed. I did, and so ever since then, I was like, fuck Papa John's.
Yeah.
Would you like me to order you a large pizza?
Not from Papa John's.
It would only be a medium if you order it from Papa John's.
Let's call their headquarters and talk to them about it. Can we do that?
Right.
Can we do that on the show? Let's do that.
I'm really fucking mad about your guys' pizza size classifications, sir.
Let's do
what
that.
he probably does, he probably whips his dick out and goes, see, I told you, it's a 12-inch pizza.
No, that wouldn't work for me.
We need to call in the Bureau of the Bureau for Weight and Measurement Standards.
Yeah,
if I whipped my dick out, it would be a large.
A medium?
Wouldn't work. Yeah, the medium would be a large because of how small my pecker is.
That's what I was saying. His pecker's so small that he thinks it's large.
But at least it's skinny.
Yeah.
It's
not very.
It can pick a lock.
It's not very big, but
it's not long, but at least it's skinny.
Yeah.
Fills the gap.
So I have this article that I got from Phil Hotsenpiller. You guys familiar?
Hotsenpiller?
Is he German?
I am assuming. And it's from Fox News.
Yes.
And he wants to talk about the Texas church shooting and good and evil and senseless acts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to go through, and he tries to, I think, make points that would support God and all of his other stuff, but he really does a terrible job. So it's kind of, I'll just read it and see if you guys think it's not as bad as that paper that I brought about what the fuck was his name? That psychologist defending Trump.
Oh, I don't remember that guy's name.
It's not that bad, but.
Okay. I think I purposely made it a point to not commit that guy's name to memory.
Yeah. What are we to think when the sacred things of society are disregarded and become the site of evil? Evil seems unavoidable, even in a church.
Even in a church.
Uh-huh.
Because no evil has ever occurred in a church.
No.
Yeah,
No,
not
never.
not in any rectories that I can think of.
Yeah.
Well, white churches.
Well, I would consider pedophilia to be an evil.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were talking about mass shootings. Pedophilia as a whole.
No, he just says evil.
Yeah, true.
You can't just leave it there. You can't say pedophilia is a whole.
That's a whole.
Because it's way more than a whole.
It's several. In
that's
fact,
my life.
It could be up to 4, I think, right?
Pedophilia is a whole.
Depends on how many.
And you just kind of trailed off there, like you were lost in thought. Like
it's wholesome.
Yeah. So not only is he sort of taking this position that evil doesn't usually or can't happen in churches, but he's also doing this bullshit pedestaling, right? That like even in a place like this, like it's another, like it's not above any other place.
No.
Like anyway,
it's only deemed holy to you.
Yeah, it's not surprising he thinks that, but still, like why should he be surprised that it could happen in there?
Because Jesus is supposed to protect us here.
Yeah, but he never has.
We're here worshiping you, buddy. Come on.
All right. Then he goes on to say, is God the author of evil?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I know. I don't think that's the point he's trying to make, but yeah, clearly.
Well, he made evil.
Is it the question that challenges all of us during times? Nope, I'm going to do it again. It is the question that challenges us.
Continue.
All of us. During times of unexplained evil acts. If not God, how then do we explain evil? Can you tell where he's leading us?
Free will?
No. Without debate. Okay? Without debate, you guys.
So is he saying we're not allowed to debate this?
Yeah, no, it's impossible. There isn't another option except the one he's about to give you.
Oh.
It was a gunman who perpetrated the evil in San Antonio.
A gunman perpetrated the evil?
Without debate.
Without debate, a gunman perpetrated evil?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
that actually is kind of tough to debate, but...
He didn't perpetrate good.
Except for if you put it in context with everything he's leading up to, because...
Okay.
Is God the author of evil?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He's asking all these questions about that. If not God, then how do we explain evil? And then he goes on to say, without debate, the gunman perpetrated an evil in San Antonio. So now he's saying God isn't in control of this guy. That guy did it.
Or is he saying this guy is God?
Yes.
Perpetrating evil.
Let's find out. That might be the case.
I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good call, Ryan.
This was on Fox News, right?
Yes.
So I'm right.
Clearly.
Matt, read chapter 2, please.
Well, next question. So it's man and not God?
To what?
Just answer the question.
Well, it has no context.
It's a yes or no question.
But it has no context.
It's all God's
as
fault.
the author of evil, so it's man and not God.
Which he says brings him to his next question. Why didn't God make better creatures?
Yeah, why didn't he?
This is a
Stupid
good
fucking
question.
God, right?
Yeah.
It is a stupid God, yeah.
What's up with wisdom teeth? I mean, that's
fuck those.
I know, they're so stupid.
Yeah.
They don't even work.
What kind of intelligent design is that?
Oh my God. Sitting around work a couple of weeks ago, or sitting at work a couple of weeks ago around a table, we were having our meeting, and one of my coworkers was talking about a surgery he had for ulnar nerve entrapment. Your ulnar nerve is your funny bone that runs.
Oh, yeah. I hate hitting that thing.
And so there's a surgery that I should go get, but it takes your ulnar nerve from between those two bones in that channel there and moves it to your forearm here.
So you can't, shock
so it runs
that
it on
nerve?
so it runs it on the other side of your hand. So, I have ulnar nerve entrapment. So these two fingers will go numb. Like, these two fingers and half of my hand will go numb all the time. And I've noticed reduced grip strength. And I had nerve testing done, 15 years ago. And they told me I needed to get it done. And I didn't because it sounded not good. But apparently it's gotten much better and I should go do it now. But anyway, so he's talking about all of that. And he's like, yeah, you get this nerve and a lot of people, it's almost, there's a huge percentage of people where this nerve just gets pinched. And so you start feeling numbness and pain and everything. I'm like, some design, right? And he's like, yeah, Then just kind of made this uncomfortable chuckle.
Was this Damp?
No, it was another guy. But then Damp was asleep, and he just kind of
good.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Sorry. So why didn't God make better creatures? No one seems to want to recognize the existence of an evil being. Only evil acts.
Who doesn't? That's bullshit. Fucking Christians are.
Yeah, your whole group does that.
Evil
That's
people
the whole
all
point.
the fucking time.
Not only that, but they have this eternally evil being that's a cornerstone of their religion.
So what the fuck are
you talking about?
I got a question for him then. If
the fuck is that?
If God is sending hurricanes and tornadoes because of
tornadoes,
it's a turd that really gets going. Fucking crazy.
The
and
tornadoes
it's
is because of the
everywhere.
gays.
Yeah, because of the gays. When they say, well, because of the gays, that's why God sent a hurricane, he's mad. But when God sends a shooter, it's evil does that.
Yeah.
But it could also be that he's pointing out that people point to evil acts rather than blaming Satan as they should.
Oh, so
he might be saying that.
So the person isn't responsible for the act. It's an evil that acted upon them to make them do that act. So therefore, they're not responsible for the act.
You would think that then they would be completely against the death penalty and wouldn't want to be sentencing these people who were just, possessed momentarily by a demon.
We should be saying all of them just to prayer circles.
Just get some fucking exorcists, man.
Yeah.
Go and cleanse the prisons.
All right. Then he gets all religiosity here.
Oh, he hasn't before.
The act didn't just happen. The law of causality teaches us that every event has a cause.
Yeah, I think it's probably semi-automatic weapons.
Well, you're right. Well, and also, except for his God, that's uncaused, but that's fine.
Right, yeah.
So we'll just special plead that away.
The prime mover, the uncaused caused.
Mm-hmm. Investigators will spend countless hours trying to understand the motive behind the murder. In the end, the conclusion will be similar to other investigations. The shooter will be found to be unstable, using antidepressants, or inconclusive. Yeah, probably because he's white, so it's not going to be terrorism.
Well, and that fucking demonizes antidepressants.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
The reason that immoral acts bother us and get our attention is that we are moral creatures who know the difference between good and evil.
How can we be moral creatures? I mean, clearly there are atheists who don't get their morality from the Bible, I'm guessing, and they're immoral. So how can atheists be moral people? Is he one of these God writes his name on your heart fuckers?
No, atheists plagiarize their morality from the
Bible. We're just dirty apes.
Without God, there can be no sense of morality. You can't have an objective morality without a God.
No, absolutely not.
Doesn't God write morality onto everyone's hearts, whether you accept it or not?
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask, I suppose.
So, anyway, apparently we all know the difference. Jesus made a shocking statement about Judas, the one who betrayed him.
Yep.
Quote, it would be better for him if he had not been born.
Yeah, so Jesus
for
is a
Judas
dick.
or Jesus?
That's all it says.
It would be better for him. Is the H capitalized?
No, it's about Judas.
Okay.
Well, that's just being a dick. It's
so
like,
it would have been better for Judas if Judas were not born?
Yeah.
Well, sure, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Because he ended up being the bad guy for fulfilling a prophecy and doing what he was supposed to do. I mean, without Judas, then how the fuck would any of this have happened? He's kind of a hero, really, right?
I would say he should have his own church.
He was for the Gnostics.
Yeah.
This is a very disjointed argument also, by the way.
It is.
It's shocking to think Jesus would make such a statement, and equally shocking that Jesus, knowing the world would be better without Judas, allowed Judas to remain.
God works.
Jesus allowed Judas to remain?
So this guy has now just effectively used his Christian brush to paint himself into a corner. Because he didn't have to bring Judas into this, but he did.
Yeah, so he's saying Judas is evil. Jesus allowed Judas to stay, therefore Jesus allowed evil to stay?
Yes, and not only that, but Judas is necessary for the whole plan of Jesus to work.
Yeah.
And
so evil is necessary for Jesus to exist.
Yeah, and
for good to happen.
And not only that,
so Judas is the gunman.
Well, I don't know about that. But,
I would say so.
But now he's bringing up the point that Jesus said that it would be better if Judas didn't even exist.
When did he say that?
Born.
Did he say that on the cross? I don't remember that speech.
No, it was. It was an eyewitness from a Roman soldier.
I thought it was, I need a Snickers.
Well, have you ever played telephone? It might have been Snickers. Maybe.
Right, and so then he goes on to say that it's shocking that Jesus would allow Judas to remain, even if the world would have been better without him. Well, first of all, the world couldn't have been better without him, because then Jesus couldn't have done his thing.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's right out.
Mm-hmm.
Judas is an integral part of God's plan.
Right, but now he's also framing it like Jesus did him this huge favor. It's like, no, if you needed anybody as a god, it's Judas. Judas is the only need you have. That's it.
I mean, Judas did what he was supposed to do. He turned a Jew in.
Yeah. True.
I mean, at the time,
Judas is a Jew as well.
Yeah,
He did it for that sweet, sweet silver.
Exactly.
No, it was the right thing to do.
Is that where that joke comes from?
What joke?
Well, saying that
if you see something, say something.
Exactly.
Oh,
loose lips hang crosses.
Right.
Snitches get crosses.
What is there about good and evil that we don't understand? Is it necessary for both to coexist, at least for a season? Does evil cause us to strive for good, and in our striving, permit us to do good?
If it has to exist, then heaven can't exist, right? Because there's no evil in heaven, right? I mean, there's not a Christian that I know of that would say, oh yeah, evil happens all the fucking time in heaven.
Right.
You have free will, and so there's evil in heaven.
But even if they try to counterpoint that by saying, well, hell is the opposition. So heaven can exist because hell has all the evil. But that doesn't even work because heaven existed long before hell did, because it took a while for Satan to do his whole spiel and get God to kick him out and create a hell. So at some point, yeah.
And if God never kicked him out, he wouldn't have needed there wouldn't be a hell. He could have been more loving.
Right. Yeah.
He could have been, yes, you can play your music louder now, son. I approve of your lifestyle.
Does God permit evil in this world as a way to produce the best in us?
Huh?
Does he need that in heaven? Again, that's a
or is that
argument.
Saying that, because you have the capacity to commit evil, but you choose to commit good, it makes a better person out of you type thing?
No, if it was good all the time and everybody was happy, that would be boring. So you got to kill some people in some churches to make life interesting.
Whenever you're writing something, don't you take the time to try to view it from somebody who would disagree with you, from their point of view and the arguments that they would be making against what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Don't you do that when you write something?
When I write my What Matters pieces, it usually takes I usually read through it 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I rewrite parts and I think, okay, now let me get fresh eyes on this. Let me put it down for a few hours and then come back and then see if I'm reading this cold, if it makes sense from if I was somebody else who doesn't have the thoughts in my head that I have, and I got to change this wording. Okay, now if I was on the other side, what would I say to that? How about here? Oh, okay, actually that's not such a good argument. Maybe I'll just leave that somewhere else or put that away for another time or something or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do constantly.
It doesn't seem to me that many Christians are capable of doing that.
Well, they don't have to. That's the problem, because they get up on the podium and whatever comes out of their fucking face hole is going to be accepted. 100%. Nobody's going to go up there and say, well, I heard you say this thing and I'm not really sure if this makes sense. There's none of that. They just go, nice talk, nice sermon today. But see you next week. They can't wait to fucking get home and watch the playoffs. That's why they haven't had any opportunity to refine their skills.
Well, it's just like every other sentence that this guy has written, I have an argument against it or a point to be made about how ridiculous what he has said. Yeah, and it's just shocking and strange to me that he doesn't seem to be able to have that kind of being able to put himself in somebody else's shoes, to get outside of his own fucking thoughts and ideas.
Well, we say that all the time.
To be critical, to even take a critical look at what he's writing.
Right.
It seems impossible.
Right. When he goes through and reads it, he's probably checking for spelling, grammar, and punctuation, that kind of stuff.
And holiness.
He's not reading the content fully and trying to really evaluate it and figure out if this is going to be a penetrative piece that's going to persuade.
No, he doesn't give a shit about it.
He's got his God
he just
glasses
wants
on.
to tickle his listeners' little his God feelers, and make them feel all warm and toasty inside, and that's his only point. And that he doesn't.
Well,
most likely he doesn't give a shit or even believe about what the hell the fuck he's even writing anyway.
Yeah,
he doesn't care in any way. It's just about.
And he's speaking to his audience.
Yeah, right. Make them feel warm and accepted, and get them angry toward the left as much as possible, and that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Snuggle your gun.
Yeah. He says that seems like God is using an illegitimate ends justify the means ethic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure does.
Ends justify the means ethic.
Yeah, that whatever you do, as long as you get to the point of, this is what I wanted to accomplish, whatever you do to get there is fine, because this goal was much more lofty than any creepy or bad things you may have done to get to this point.
Right, which is a philosophy that he himself in this thing calls illegitimate. That's the whole sentence. That seems like God using an illegitimate ends justify the means ethic. End of paragraph.
Does the next one start with however?
Yes, it sort of does, and it starts like this.
No, it's redacted.
It's a 3-word, however. As a pastor...
Let me speak from arbitrary authority here.
Yeah. Yeah, from my expertise as a Bible LARPer, I struggle to explain the why behind the senseless evil acts that we witness as human beings. Do you? You have a whole God set up to explain every evil act. That's your whole thing, buddy. We're the ones that struggle to define it, to figure it out. Why does this happen in humanity? Why have we evolved with these strange urges and violent natures?
Yeah, and they just give it this hand-waving, oh, God has a plan. There's a plan for everything happens for a reason.
He's very mysterious.
Yeah.
He's very mysterious in what he does and who he chooses to have murdered.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dick.
He's just an idiot.
Well, I think.
Oh, you mean God?
God, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't exist.
So what am I to do? He ponders. As he feels bad for himself in this.
He ponders religiously.
Yeah. I can give the pat answers that weary all of us, or I can admit my struggle, confront evil, and seek to extend the love of God in both good and bad times. So, here's an interesting thing, though.
Okay.
He never mentioned Satan.
No, he didn't.
He did not.
He said, was it an evil force, is what he said at one point, wasn't it?
Evil acts.
Evil act, yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't even really, he kind of backtracked on blaming the gunman too. So what he ends up with is that this is all God's fault. That's what he ends up with in this piece.
It is God's fault.
I know. But it's interesting that
I don't think that was his goal.
No, it wasn't his goal. It wasn't his goal at all, but he offered the gunman as an explanation, then he kind of withdrew it, and then he hinted at Satan all along, but then he turned it right around and saying, well, I'm not sure who to blame here. Like this, doesn't God create evil? I mean, even Jesus needed Judas, and it would have been better for him to be born, but he allowed it anyway. That's what he gets to.
Yeah,
that's what he gets to. It's God's fault. That's what he ends up with.
Literally.
So not only does he not reread his stuff, nobody on Fox News read it and got the right. They didn't read it critically either. They're just like, oh, okay, you're a pastor.
They just scan it. They're like evil, bad people, mental health, gun, God. Oh, yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah.
None of his
I
listeners
think you
picked
covered
up
all
on
the
that.
bases here.
None of his listeners picked up on that. No one did. Not one.
They had to hit their Jesus quota for the day.
If they just listened to you, they still did not pick up on that. They did
I
not.
really doubt they are doing that. You know, it's another thing I noticed. You were talking about how they don't reread their stuff, and I was trying to say, we say that on the show all the time, that Republicans and Christians never turn the argument around. We hear that all the time, and then I was thinking even more about that, like this massive chasm between right and left wing politics right now, and atheists and religion and stuff like that. You never ever see Republicans like make a TV show where they go into inner cities and try to talk to Democrats and figure out what they believe and why. There's none of that. But like Jordan Klepper, Sarah Silverman, they're all going, we've got a whole slew of African American people who want to Richard Spencer and David Duke and they want to talk to them. Like Democrats and critical thinkers are constantly going into the lion's den and saying, "Let's understand this." And all they get is people who are sitting there who haven't left the 3-mile radius of their favorite front porch that are going, "Yahoo, Trump!" Why? Just Trump! And then they never go anywhere. They don't try to, they know we exist. We go to their towns. Yep. They don't ever do it. Why don't they want to this for the
I did watch that Sarah Silverman show on Hulu. I thought it was funny when she was at that one family's house. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm a Jew," and they're like, "A Jew? We ain't
Where's
never
your horns?
we ain't never seen a Jew around here." And then one of them go, "Are you them people that wear them things on the head?" And she's like, "Yes, yarmulke." She's like, "Oh, okay, I've seen them on TV."
Yeah, the whole idea that liberals and conservatives live in their own bubbles is fucking bullshit. Conservatives live in a bubble, and liberals are constantly poking and prodding at the conservatives' bubble that they won't fucking leave. They don't examine any arguments against what they want to believe or what they already believe, but liberals are doing that all the fucking time.
Yeah. And atheists even more so.
Yeah. We don't live in a bubble. I mean, most of the people I know and associate with are atheists or skeptics.
But that's because you don't want to hang out with dickbags all the time.
Well, and it's not because I don't have conservative friends also, but my conservative friends don't want to hang out with me. They want to hang out in their conservative fucking bubble.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to have anything that they believe inspected or challenged at all. They just want to go on sleeping with their fucking gun under their pillow and praising Jesus for every fucking touchdown that their team makes.
Yep.
Well, they're afraid of thinking. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of having a thought pass through their head. It might hurt them. They get a headache. They have to take.
Well, a couple episodes ago, Matt did that whole thing on conservative.
Yeah, and how nuance physically makes them angry.
Yeah, it does.
It has to be black and white thinking.
It does. I mean, you talk to a conservative, you give them a fact, they will change and spin the subject like that.
Well, and here's the other thing that they do. We're talking about these bubbles and stuff. Like, they hear us saying things like, "You're in your bubble. Why don't look at? I've got the facts. I can show you the evidence." Blah, blah. They hear all that, and then they just immediately think, "Oh, well, it's the same for both wings then," and they just start using those same things. "Oh, well, you're in your little liberal bubble." No, not a thing, really. "Oh, well, you're just." How do you confuse a liberal? Point at the facts and tell them to make a decision or something. It's like, no, that's not how it works. We're liberal because we've already reviewed the facts, and we're on the that you can't just say all the stuff we say about you back at us and think that it's equal across the board. That's not how this works. You guys are fucking wrong, and you're wrong about everything. Everything. It doesn't work both ways.
In the schoolyard, this works really well.
God,
and that's why they've always kept that. Through the
they just have never
fighting. They've kept that forever, and that's what they still use today, and it works really well.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. You can't argue with someone that's not willing to argue with you.
The conservative is the one that pushes you in the puddle, and you're the one that gets out of the puddle and goes, "Okay, I need to get off these wet clothes because I'm going to get hypothermia, and I need to dry off, and I need to go do this because I know stuff, and if I tripped the bully and he fell in the puddle, you'd probably just swim in it and die and freeze in it because he don't fucking know shit about hypothermia."
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, right. No, I don't know where that was going. I started off with it not knowing where I was going, and ended up not really going anywhere. It did not work whatsoever, and that was completely stupid what I just said.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't know. I don't even know what I said.
So one thing, I mean, I'm not like publicly criticizing you on the show, but like one thing I do is think about what I might say in response to certain things, like before I
start saying it.
Yeah, but sometimes if I want to try to be quick and witty, I got to get it going.
Oh, right.
I got to get it going. Or if I think about it, I'll think about it, and then we'll be already past
late.
it. It's like, oh, fuck.
Like I didn't ask you about what your branch of the military before you explained the enclosed helipads.
Yeah. Because you didn't think. You just spouted something off like, Duffy works around aircrafts and shit.
I knew I should have gone with conservative mud puddle hypothermia.
That was a good analogy.
Thanks, man.
First time around, I'm like, what's something way I can make it really dumb with facts and not facts? And when I started saying, I'm like, this is not going to work.
Like,
but I'm going to keep going. If I'm digging a hole, if I'm digging a shit hole, eating some shit pie, I'm going to keep fucking going. Even if it sucks.
It'll be fine. By the time I get to where I think I could go, I'll have figured the shit out.
Yeah, but when I got there, I found out there was still more shit.
Hey, you know what?
I didn't find the answer on my way to...
There still is a lesson in there about exactly what we're talking about. Because you fucking owned it at the end. You just were like, you know what? That was fucking dumb, and I'm going to own that, and I couldn't figure my way out of it. Yeah. That's different than a conservative authoritarian mind.
Yeah, you're right.
They wouldn't. Trump will never ever do that. Trump will never do that.
My shitty comment worked.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah.
It was a good object lesson.
Yeah, but the mistakes they make, they will not ever admit to.
It'll never happen. Yeah.
Ever. And if they do make a mistake and they're put in a corner, then
they'll get
somebody
mad.
else's fault. Somebody else caused them to do that. Or it was, their assistant,
Yeah, they'll just turn on caps lock. That's what'll happen. They'll just turn on caps lock and start yelling shit and just
Crooked Hillary
get violent. Yeah,
that crooked Hillary and her emails and Benghazi.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Taylor Grin from grinandbearint.com, where we do news, analysis, and commentary, and you're listening to Godless Rebelution.
It's 3 agencies of government when I get there that are gone: commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
You need 5.
Oh, 5. Okay. So commerce, education, and the
EPA?
EPA. There you go. No, again.
Let's talk deposition. Seriously? Is EPA the one you were talking about? Or?
No, sir. No, sir. We were talking about the agencies of government. EPA needs to be rebuilt. There's no doubt about that.
But you can't name the third one?
The third agency of government, yeah. I would do away with the education, the commerce, and let's see. I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
If you have questions, comments, concerns, compliments, corrections, criticisms, or concepts for content, contact the show via email at godlessrebelution@gmail.com, by text or voicemail at 330-81-REBEL, or Twitter the twatter at TGR Podcast. Thank you!
We have a story from CNN that is titled simply, Oops, Rick Perry does it again.
Oops, I did it again.
Well, and the oops is a reference to his debate performance where he was talking about the branches of government that he was going to shut down if he became president,
EPA,
and then couldn't remember them.
Education, and
energy department,
porta potties.
Yeah, he was going to close the energy department, that
which is what he's ahead of. Yeah,
and he couldn't remember them, and ended up just at the end of his trying to remember saying, "Oops." Live on a fucking debate stage. Yep. Like, come on, guy.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
It's like watching a comedian on stage. It's just, oh man, that was terrible. But we've got
because women aren't funny.
I disagree. I think Megan is pretty fucking funny when she's in the studio.
Wait, do you think that I mean that?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
That's just the trope. That's that's.
I did think you were going for the misogyny award this year, though.
Yeah.
This whole year, I've been like that.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Honestly, I thought I'd just kind of nip that one because it seemed like the entire discussion talking about it, and then it came out that she was a female, and then it just had a feel that it was like we were trying to not go there. But it was like we were hinting at it, and so I just thought I'd say it.
Well, yeah. No,
I just thought we all knew that women weren't funny.
Right, yeah.
So we have some video of Rick Perry making an oopsie, and there's some just text background before the real audio of him saying some really stupid shit starts, so I'll provide some narration of the text that's on the screen while this video is playing before they get to the actual clip where he makes his other oops. Energy Secretary Rick Perry is under fire for suggesting that fossil fuels could prevent sexual assault in Africa. Perry made the claim after a recent trip to Africa.
It's going to take fossil fuels to push power out into those villages in Africa, where a young girl told me to my face, one of the reasons that electricity is so important to me is not only because I'm not going to have to try to read by the light of a fire and have those fumes literally killing people, but also from the standpoint of sexual assault. When the lights are on, when you have light, it shines the righteousness, if you will, on those types of acts. So, from the standpoint of how you really affect people's lives, fossil fuels is going to play a role in that.
A Department of Energy spokesperson told The Hill, which first reported the story, the secretary was making the important point that while many Americans take electricity for granted, there are people in other countries who are impacted by their lack of electricity.
Yeah, there's no rape here because of the fossil fuel.
Yeah.
If anything, having lights to light up your town might make it easier to be raped at night because they can see you.
Well, I don't know what this.
I'm not sure there's a connection in any way.
No, there isn't.
Shine the righteousness.
There really isn't.
I've been trying to think about one, and I don't think there is.
And are the fumes from your fire burning in your fireplace in your residence so much worse than the smoke that comes out of a coal-fired plant? Because I know when I use my fireplace in my house, I choke to death. I mean, those fumes.
Well, you're
I don't
supposed to
even
have
know
a
why I
chimney.
use it.
Yeah, quite literally choking you to death.
But that was another. That one. That's honestly the first thing I noticed about this when we watched this video earlier was when he was talking about the fire.
Yeah,
he's a guy we just were talking about that wanted to get rid of the EPA.
Yes,
and he just is now admitting that smoke is lethal, but he's willing to pump tons of it into the air. For fucking money.
No, that's they're burning like sticks and stuff. That's bad. It's coal and stuff.
Africa bush sticks kill you.
Yes,
and then there's also the demon assault until you get an incandescent bulb on it, and then it's holy rape.
Well, those little sticks they don't create energy.
But to be
they're
proper,
not burning them for power consumption. So that's bad. Whatever they can make into an industry and make money, those are okay.
But now we got to get our facts straight here. It's probably not actually sticks they're burning. It's probably more like cow dung.
It might be. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Could be. Grass.
Well, no, that's a form of that's what they use for fuel. Cow dung.
I just thought it was an interesting admission.
Dead.
When he's trying to make a point for electricity, then he's like, "Oh, this is lethal. This stuff's really nasty." But over here, no, that's fine. When we're doing it on industrial
burning
scale.
oil and coal is so much better.
Why the fuck are we letting this guy go to other countries anyway?
Because he's not in the U.S. Then
put him under fucking house arrest. He's an embarrassment. Jesus Christ.
Well, we've got the president on his whirlwind tour of Asia.
I know what. And I was looking at the Prime Minister of Japan. Is that what he is? Prime Minister, President, whatever the hell he is.
Yeah, Prime Minister.
Shinzo Abe.
The look on his face, oh my God, when they're standing next to each other is just, it's so embarrassing. It is so bad.
You know what? I like that guy. He's doing a great job, Abe.
Yeah.
Because he's
putting up with him?
Yes. He's maintaining himself very well, very respectfully.
And what was
respectably?
Should he though?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to, but
he should slap him.
But what he's done is he already understands the position he's in and how much a relationship with the United States can benefit his country.
Yeah.
So he's just taking it in the ass from Trump and getting being the shame culture and all that. He's just taking all of that for the benefit of his country. Unlike our fucking leader who can't do a single thing good for this country.
No,
even after Trump made a direct reference to Japan and saying, "Hey, when other countries fuck with us, you see what we do to them? You see what we do?"
Yeah.
Like, you're basically referencing that when Japan attacked the U.S., we dropped a fucking atomic bomb.
Remember
on
that
them.
one place? What did they call Hiroshi something? I don't know.
It's near China.
And oh jeez, Nagi. I don't know, something to do with sake and nagging something. I don't know. Apparently, there was a big bomb of fiery death upon all of those people there.
But they deserved it.
But that's what you get.
Well, he has nuclear weapons. Why can't we use them? I don't understand.
Yeah, he did say that too.
Yeah. But the thing is I saw someone like defend him on it. He said, well, at least he didn't say it while in Japan. He didn't say it there. It's like, it doesn't matter where the fuck he said it. He said it.
Yeah, because nobody else in the world outside of where he says it is going to hear what he says.
And he also asked them if they could start building Japanese cars in America.
Did he really?
Yeah, because it was expensive to ship them.
Doesn't he realize that like there's more Japanese car manufacturers in America than there are American car manufacturers?
Yeah, and he did it in that way where he's like kind of condescending, like he looks over, across the podium to them. He's like, "Is that rude to ask? Could we do that? Is that okay?"
Am I being a fucking idiot right now? Am I being really stupid?
Is that rude? I don't think so.
It's fine, right? I mean, I'm an honored guest here, clearly.
Right.
Then the Prime Minister goes, I'll take you on a tour of all of our car factories. And he takes him out into a field and shoots him in the head.
Yeah.
Go, see, we don't got no fucking car factories here.
He did say something about being the number one economy, too, or something, like bragging about that. And he's like, and then he's like, but, we are the number one economy. He's like, you could be number two, that's okay, but not number one. But you could be number two.
Didn't he say like in the
such
same?
a fucking idiot.
God, I know.
So terrible.
In the same day, I swear I saw something that said Trump is done dealing with wanting to do the diplomatic thing with North Korea, and then being like, well, we'll talk to him. We'll have a talk. It's like, isn't that what diplomacy is?
He doesn't know what diplomacy is.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't know. He has no idea.
I'm sorry, blow my what? To blow my what?
To blow my load?
To blow my it's not even out. You can't see it.
Diplomacy is what pussies do.
Yeah.
That's why my tie is so long, in case I leave my zipper down.
Oh.
There's no problem down there, believe me.
It's the biggest. No one's got a bigger dong than a Don.
Oh, God, do you think he has a comb over down there?
Oh, I bet.
I bet you can't even see it. I bet he's got like half-inch long pubes and you can't even see a penis.
No, not like on one side maybe half-inch, but the other side's like 3 feet, and he just wraps it all over.
It's like a little weasel hiding in a rose bush.
Got to keep it warm. It's cold on the golf course in New Jersey.
Real quick, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the shooting in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know what to even say about
it's
shit
hard
like
to
that
say
anymore,
shit
man,
anymore.
because, like, when do you get to the point where
we've become desensitized to these things because they happen so fucking much?
What else has to fucking happen for anything to change?
This country deserved it. It does. It deserves it. There's no changes. If murdering children in a fucking kindergarten class is not going to change anything in this country, it doesn't really matter how many people get slaughtered. Nothing will change. It's not going to. I don't believe it will. I mean, if you can't see children being murdered as something, okay, maybe we should, ban something.
Even when
then
a
it's not
gunman,
going to change.
when a gunman opens fire on a bunch of fucking Republicans, they don't even change their fucking mind. The fucking country singer who owned a bunch of guns changed his fucking mind after getting shot at.
Well, after the Republican thing, I was very pro-gun for like a week. I joined. I have a membership now. Yeah,
but I mean, we've got kids getting mowed down in fucking grade schools. We've got madmen shooting over 500 people. 500 people injured in Las Vegas. And then we get this in Texas, and still nothing changes. And it's not going to change.
It's like I was telling Matt on CNN. The headline was Columbine is no longer in the top 10. It's like they're treated like it's a fucking game.
Yeah, draw out your bracket, and put your terrorists and your lone wolves.
If you're a psychopath, or if you're a kid that's being bullied in school, and you're considering doing this, and then you read that headline, it's almost like, well, I've got to do better. It's like a challenge. Like the news is going, listen, this sells a lot. This makes a lot of viewerships on our shows.
Yeah.
This murder. Is there any way we can get you to kill more? And children is the best way to get viewerships. So you go to school. School shootings get the best advertising time for fucking Exxon or whatever the hell they put on their show. And then it seems like that's what they want to do, is promote this dog shit stance of pro-death for their fundraising. And it's really sad. It's really sad. But in like back to my first point, we deserve it. There's no argument.
And people that certainly
this is
some
our bed.
parts,
We need to lay in it.
Some people in the country are in a position where it can only be expected that it's going to continue happening. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say the entire country deserves it, because there are people that are for making the necessary changes.
Yeah, but they don't vote.
Well, I mean, but you can't. What are you going to do? What yeah, right. But okay, I guess you mean just remove all of those assholes from Congress and
you vote.
Okay,
you vote. That's
vote
what
out
you do.
the
You
old
don't-
people.
You don't stay home. You vote. I mean, I vote in this state where I know my vote does not count.
Right. So do I.
So I don't have any. I have no sympathy for these people in other states, these swing states, or votes that actually do count that stay home.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the reason why that orange fucker is in office is because of the liberal Democrat. It's not the crazy idiot conservatives.
Well,
we
it
outnumber
is.
them. We outnumber those people. We do.
Well,
And
yeah,
voters.
it's the liberal Democrat who won't get out and fucking vote.
Exactly, because they didn't get what they wanted.
Well, it's primarily the people who voted for Trump. And then it's the secondarily, the fault of the
Third-party voters.
non-voters,
The
third
non-voters,
party.
yeah.
In the districts that Trump won, they did not have near the Democratic turnout
Agreed.
they had with Obama. So the fault lies with those voters.
Well, the thing is, Trump should have had 0 votes. Trump should
you're
have had
right.
whatever 5 votes, his family or whatever. But
right.
outside of that, nobody should have been convinced by Trump. So the first people the primary blame falls on people who went out and voted for Trump. That's the first problem. The secondary problem is the people who did not vote.
Yeah,
but I don't want to confuse that for saying that they're the primary problem.
Is it's the children's fault that went out and got the candy, and not the adults that went there and said, no, you can't have the candy. I mean, that's in reality what's happened. The adults stayed home, and the morons went out and voted. That's what happened. It's what happened.
Yeah.
They should have got off their ass and accepted. I mean, I understand. Hillary Clinton was not my favorite person on the planet.
Right.
I understand that. But that's the problem with the liberal Democrat, is if they don't get everything they fucking want, they just throw and they sit down and they bitch and they moan.
Well, yeah, and we talked about this
they
pre-show
eat their
that
gluten-free cakes.
that
and it's
Republicans are single-issue voters. They'll vote on guns. They'll vote on abortion. They'll vote on separation of religion and government.
Yeah.
They're single-issue voters, and Democrats just aren't.
Yeah.
They have a wide range of issues that they look at, and
If any one of those things, if any one of those things is not in that candidate, then fuck them.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this.
They're not doing this one thing, and which is weird because then they kind of turn themselves into a single issue voter when they're not really.
They're not voting for a single issue.
They're not actively seeking a single issue, but they will exclude themselves on a single issue.
Right.
And the other big difference between a liberal and a Democrat, or liberal and a conservative, is I will point out flaws that I think Hillary Clinton has. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends that are Trump supporters, he has no flaws.
He fucking walks on water.
Yeah. No, he's the Messiah himself.
Which is amazing, because I have been trying now for, I don't know, 6 days straight to think of one good thing he does or has or is about him, and I can't. I can think of some qualities he has that could be positive, but he uses them for bad.
Well, let's see what the voter turnout is for these this election. These midterm elections going on right now.
But that's a side effect.
It is a side effect.
Yeah, I'm thinking of himself.
Something he personally did.
So side effects don't count.
Okay.
He's extremely perseverant. But he uses his perseverance
and so is
for
Hitler.
bad things.
Well, no,
he doesn't put them to use. He doesn't put his skills to use in good ways.
He's really
good. So it doesn't
It's
count.
not
That
really
doesn't
even
count.
perseverance. It's more doggedness.
No, he's really good at
sure.
calling widows of fallen soldiers.
Right? Yeah, he's very good at that.
He really can.
He nailed that one. Yeah.
Really good at not fulfilling promises he makes.
Yeah, right. That's not a positive.
No, I think he did end up writing that check to that guy after he was pressured.
He's not doing that for. It's not a moral thing, so that doesn't count.
Now, if he can only pay everyone else, he said he was going to pay.
He's not going to do that.
No, the contractors on all these casinos. Yeah, no, it's a fucking piece of shit.
Well, all right.
I should. I mean, I guess we'll leave this on a cliffhanger. We got some stuff we're going to talk about next week without Ryan, but I also have changed my position on guns, so we'll talk about that next week.
Okay. So next week Ryan will not be with us. He'll be in Goblin Valley.
Oh yeah.
Gonna take some vacation time.
Yeah, I haven't taken a vacation all year just to go do nothing. Besides take photos and just go hiking.
And just hang out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Have a good time.
And that time you went to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, well, that was to get a BJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
From Melania.
An extreme rub down. But that'll bring this portion of the show to a close. Next week, as I said, Ryan will not be here. Matt will be in studio. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk more a little at the end of the show about what we want to do next week. But I know we're going to be touching on free will, and apparently Matt's changing position on guns, and a bunch more other stuff. Because fucking news happens every fucking goddamn day. There'll be stuff to talk about, I'm sure, besides...
There'll be another shooting, by the way.
And Matt brought a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to tonight that we can talk... We'll be talking about some of that in the Patreon portion of the show. We'll be heading over there shortly, but before we do, I want to make sure that we thank our Patreon supporters. That would be Camille Borowski, Numania, Alan Firth, Gaytheist, Larry Wilson, Marius Koch-Butrakowski, Dr. Dan, Matt's boss from the 2SC podcast, to whom we pledge loyalty, Janet Uter, Let Them Eat Kofefe, Stephen Andrus, Christy Kalbach, Utah Outcasts, Tim Jacobson, Matt Tuller, Rob Otto, Megan Kennedy, Andrew Vodopich, Brandy Hamrick, Jeremy Goodson, Angelica Pearson, Wes Aaron, Purple Dragon, and Taylor Grin.
Thank you all
a whole lot.
Yes, thank you.
Very, very much. You too, dear listener, can become a Patreon supporter and get extra episodes and early access to those episodes, or extra minutes during episodes and occasional bonus content that we throw out there for as little as $1 per episode. And you'll really like the stuff, I think.
I say more stupid stuff.
And if you can't afford to support us financially, then don't do it. But please share the show, like the show, rate us wherever you can. Go out and like our Facebook page, follow us on YouTube. All over the places.
And come join us in our new Godless Rebelution community.
Yes. Yeah, I've not been posting in there very much because I've been awfully busy. But yeah, join the Godless Rebelution Facebook community. Talk about the episodes, share them with your friends, all that good kind of fun stuff. I did see several listeners to the show at the comedy show who came and stopped by and said hello.
Awesome.
There were other people that I saw that I wanted to say hi to and didn't get a chance, and so I'm not going to mention any names, but for those of you who did come up and say hello, thank you very much for doing that, and thanks for being supporters of the show and for listening and for coming and saying hello. I love meeting people and chatting to people that I've met before who are fans of the show and everything. That's always really, really cool. So continue doing that when you see me out. Say hi. I'll listen to the show. And I like what you're doing.
And just go up to every bald guy you see with a crazy mustache and say, I love your show.
Every tatted, tall, bald guy with glasses and a curly mustache.
Yeah.
As long as he's not in the van at the time you talk to him.
And grab his crotch.
Just don't get in the van.
Yeah, stay away from the van.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening, everybody. Until next week, crucify that like button.
Leave a review to achieve nirvana.
And my best friend is a female comedian. What the fuck is a flower bomb? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.